HALALYAM YAHAWAH BAHASHAM YAHAWASHI BAHASHAM QADASH MASHANAKABAD LAHASHALACH YAYAM WAZAKWANYAM SHOGRI Millstone, the rule and teach well. Shalom WABARAKYAM ALHABACHAYAR. HALALYAM and RAWCHAA were a part of that number. It's your brother and fellow servant Ariel from the GMS Orlando camp. As much as we hate this flesh and the elements of this world, the circumstances that we find ourselves in, if you trust the Lord, if you have any type of faith, you understand that it is necessary. As much as we hate it, we must deal with it. We must have a willing mind. We must be patient, and we must trust our Father in the name of His Son as we go through it, because there's a necessity in having patience when seeking the Lord, as the scriptures say. And it comes with the territory. This is who we are. It's a part of who we are. A part of what makes us the hopeful elect. I don't want to watch as that we are of that number is our character development. That's not going to come unless your character is put to the test. Your character cannot develop unless it is put to the test, unless it is tried. Unless you put pressure, then you don't get those diamonds, That's a key aspect of our existence, is that we are men and women that have underwent harrowing trials, that have made grave mistakes, that have lost in this world, but yet still are persevering, have persevered, are faithful, we trust in the Lord, and ultimately maintain our integrity. We didn't let the world change us. We didn't let our situation, our flesh, or anything change who we really truly are as sons and daughters of the living power. Well, we got the victory ultimately. We have the victory. We win. That's a guarantee. It's just a matter of going through the journey which is necessary to get to the destination. And if it wasn't for all the things that we go through, we wouldn't be seeking the Lord, man. That's the reality. Alright? You'd love to think that, man, if I was in this situation, if that was me back then, right? Oh, I wouldn't have done that. Or how could these people be so stupid? Yeah, hindsight is 20/20. When essentially the outside looking in, it's easy for you to say what you woulda, shoulda, coulda done. according to your flesh, according to your own ultimately vain imagination. But the reality is, nigga, we was there. That was us. And we fucked up. We went off. That's what we did. We was there and we fucked up. That's why we're here. That's the whole reason why we're here right now. But that's not the only reason. Okay? As shitty as it feels, as bad as we fucked up, if you have any faith in the Lord, you trust His will, you trust His vision. I understand why you put me through what you put me through. I understand why I'm here, why it was needful for me to be here, to do this, to do that, to make that mistake, to go through this ordeal, this trial, to have to be patient and wait for X amount of time, to deal with this ailment, to deal with this sickness, this disease, this pain, physical, mental, emotional. Why that girl left me, why that man who I thought was my friend, my brother, betrayed me, why I lost that job, why my dreams never came true, why no matter how much effort I put in, I didn't get any of the results that I wanted. I see the vision now. I see now that all of it was to make me seek and glorify you, Abba, Yahawah, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Because now I see I didn't lose anything. The pain that I felt is nothing. The people I lost were nothing. In the grand scheme of things, none of this shit matters. Except for the value, and that's the spirit. I don't know if you can see it, but it says God is the greatest. I'm sure you can see that. But Lord's will. Yahweh power is the greatest. Yahweh BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI is the greatest. That's the spirit. But the only value that anything in this world has is the value. The only value, I'm trying to find the right way to articulate this, but nothing in this world matters. The only value that anything in this world may have is the effect, or not necessarily the effect, that's not the right word, but how did it strengthen you? That's how you can determine something's value. How did it bring you closer to Yahweh BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI? Did it at all? You know what I'm saying? There's a $5 word that I just can't think of right now, but that's okay. It's not about that. The value of anything in this world is relative to how it brought you closer to Yahweh BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. Aside from that, I don't care if you got the car that you always wanted, the woman, the finest woman. If she's not an asset, she's a liability, like RAWCHAA always says. I don't care if you got that job that gave you the perfect schedule, that that you're super good at, all that blah blah blah. If it doesn't bring you closer to YAHAWASHI at all in any way, then it's valueless, it's worthless. It's literally worthless. If your life, this is what I'm talking about. Apostle Paul said it. My life doesn't matter unless I'm using it for YAHAWASHI. Your life doesn't matter. Your life has no value. Your entire existence has no value unless it is dedicated to YAHAWASHI, period. Now you have to trust that YAHAWASHI knows best, and that everything by His will you're going through, you've experienced, you're going to go through. Everything was to bring you closer to Him. You have to trust that. As much as you don't want to deal with it, as much as you want it to be easier, as hard as it is, as painful as it is, stressful, all the above, you have to trust that He's there, that He's in control, and is working in you a far more exceeding weight of glory. You have to trust that. So, I pray this is edifying, exhorting, and uplifting through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI. It's the YAHAWAH, QADASH bestowed upon me to bring out this lesson and push forth His word. Yam was a Kwanyam shall be a millstone that we're willing to teach well. Shalom, wa barakyam al habachayar. Adawan Ratazah, we're a part of that number. And blessings, honor, glory, and power be unto Yahawah, Yahawashai, Thamiyat, wa la'awalam yam, always and forever. Shalom.